What if the sun just vanished? Imagine you're outside, soaking in the warmth. Suddenly, it's gone. No warning, just 5 seconds of darkness. Your heart races. What happens next? The world around you changes in an instant. Birds stop chirping. The sky, once bright, turns pitch black. It's eerie and unsettling. You blink, trying to comprehend. The warmth fades, but not immediately. You might feel a chill creeping in. But here's the thing. Earth won't freeze in those 5 seconds. The heat from our atmosphere holds on. Still, the shock of sudden darkness is overwhelming. People look up, confused. Some might think it's a trick of the light. Others would panic. Could it be an eclipse? Or something worse? Cars would stop as drivers squint into the blackness. Streetlights flicker on, struggling to compensate for the sudden void. Children cry out, clutching their parents. It's a collective gasp across the cities. Planes in the sky would be in chaos. Pilots would scramble to regain control in the darkness. Animals would scatter, lost in confusion. They sense the change even before humans do. This brief disappearance would leave everyone shaken. But what if it lasted longer? Imagine the consequences of a longer absence. 5 seconds may seem short, but the implications are profound. How would humanity cope? How would the planet respond? Let's dive deeper into this shocking scenario. About 8 minutes after the sun disappears, the last ray of sunlight reaches Earth. That's when it hits. Complete darkness. The kind of darkness that swallows you whole. Imagine standing outside, feeling the warmth fade, then nothing. The sky transforms into an abyss. It's not just night, it's an empty void. Solar panels stop working. Streets plunge into shadow. Streetlights flick on, but they can't fill the void. It feels surreal. You might think, is this a nightmare? But here's the thing, this isn't a dream. It's reality. The moon? It goes dark too. Without sunlight, it loses its glow. It's as if the universe has pressed pause. You might see stars, but they're distant and cold. The world around you feels alien. Suddenly, people are looking up. What's happening? Confusion spreads like wildfire. Some might assume it's a temporary glitch, but this is no glitch. It's a cosmic event. Animals react instinctively, birds stop singing. Dogs whimper, feeling the shift in the air. You can almost hear the collective gasp. It's a chilling reminder of our dependence on that blazing ball of gas. But it's just 5 seconds. What if it lasted longer? What consequences would follow? 5 seconds may seem brief, but it marks the beginning of something much darker. Surprisingly, Earth won't freeze immediately. You might expect everything to turn icy in just 5 seconds, but that's not the case. Our atmosphere holds a tremendous amount of heat. Think about it. The air around us and the oceans can store heat for quite some time. 5 seconds? That's barely enough to change anything. You'd likely not even notice a dip in temperature. Here's a way to visualize it. Imagine a pot of water on the stove. You turn off the heat, but the water stays warm for a while. It doesn't just freeze on the spot. Similarly, Earth's heat retention works in a similar way. But here's the kicker. If the sun were to vanish for longer, say a few days, we'd start to see serious changes. The average temperature would drop significantly, and life as we know it would be in jeopardy. Plants would struggle to survive without sunlight. Crops would fail, and the food chain would begin to unravel. But in those first 5 seconds, the atmosphere acts as a buffer. It holds on to the warmth, buying us time. So while we might panic at the sudden darkness, the immediate threat of freezing isn't there. It's a wild thought, isn't it? Nature has its ways of protecting us, at least for a little while. But let's talk about something even more critical: gravity. You see, the sun's gravity is what keeps Earth in its orbit. Without it, we'd be in serious trouble. But here's the twist. If the sun were to vanish, we wouldn't immediately feel the effects. Just like light, changes in gravity also travel at the speed of light. That means for the first 8 minutes and 20 seconds, Earth would keep orbiting as if nothing had changed. It's a bit mind-boggling, isn't it? We would continue on our path, blissfully unaware of the void left behind. To put that into perspective, think about a ball spinning on a string. As long as the string is intact, the ball stays in its circular path. The moment that string snaps, the ball flies off in a straight line. But if the string were to break and you didn't realize it for a few moments, the ball would keep spinning until the tension released. That's exactly how it would work for Earth. If the sun came back after just 5 seconds, Earth's orbit would remain unchanged, and we'd continue moving through space as if nothing ever happened. But the moment those 8 minutes are up, it's a different story. Without the sun's gravitational pull, we wouldn't just float away randomly. Instead, we'd drift into the dark void of space. That's a terrifying thought. The sun is more than just a light source, it's a gravitational anchor. And without it, everything changes. Imagine for a moment the sun vanishes. How do you think people would react? Would there be chaos, or would it be disbelief? In those first few seconds, most people would just be confused. They might glance up, squinting against the sudden darkness. But it wouldn't hit them right away. That initial reaction would be a mix of awe and fear. What just happened? Is this some kind of trick? But here's the thing. When the daylight disappears, so does the sense of security. People would start to wonder, what does this mean for us? How long will it last? Think about it. When something unexpected happens, our minds race. You might hear someone shout, "Is it night already?" Others could be checking their phones, looking for answers in a world that feels suddenly strange. You'd see the streetlights flicker on, illuminating streets that seconds ago were bathed in sunlight. But in that moment, it feels surreal. Some might even panic. Imagine kids crying, parents trying to reassure them. The elderly might feel vulnerable. But then there's curiosity. Scientists and researchers would be scrambling, trying to understand this bizarre event. Meanwhile, in space, astronauts would witness an incredible sight. They'd see Earth suddenly shrouded in darkness while they remain in orbit, untouched by the sun's absence. It would be a moment of pure astonishment, a glimpse into the fragility of our existence. The world might feel like it's holding its breath, waiting for those 5 seconds to end. Everyone would be on edge, hoping for the sun's return. Imagine a world where technology hinges on the sun's light. What would happen during those 5 seconds? Most systems would hold up just fine. But here's the kicker. Solar panels would go dark. They rely on sunlight to generate power. So, for a brief moment, cities might feel a little less bright. But it's just a flicker, not a blackout. However, satellites in orbit face a different challenge. Some depend on solar energy to function. If they don't have backup power, they could temporarily lose connection. But thankfully, 5 seconds is a blip in time. Communication networks would likely remain operational. The world wouldn't descend into chaos. But here's where it gets interesting. After the sun reappears, systems can quickly bounce back. Within moments, solar panels would start soaking up those precious rays again. The power grid would stabilize. Life would resume, almost as if nothing happened. Think of the implications. Our reliance on sunlight is vast but resilient. Those 5 seconds teach us about our connection to the cosmos. They remind us how dependent we are on that giant ball of gas in the sky. Yet, it's comforting to know that even in the face of uncertainty, technology can adapt. It's a testament to human ingenuity. In the end, the sun's brief absence illustrates our vulnerability, but it also highlights our capacity to recover. We are intertwined with the universe, and thankfully, that connection remains strong. As the light returns, we're reminded, the sun is not just a star, it's our lifeline.